Welcome and namaste. My name is Leslie Garrett, and you are here to do some yoga with me. And I am absolutely thrilled and feel quite privileged that you have chosen me to take you on a little bit of a yoga journey today. So we are going to focus on the hips and the low back. It's going to be a chill practice. So unless you're in a very warm 3-season sunroom like I am, there shouldn't be a whole lot of sweat. So please unroll your mat and meet me there in a seated position. And for those of you observant souls, if you've noticed paint all over me, yep, that's paint. It's from painting that shed back there. I've been painting the shed and the trim, and 2 days ago I dropped the paint bucket all the way down my front. So it is what it is. It's all good. All right, anyway, let's move on. As I said, today's practice is about the hips and the low back. Why did I pick that today? Well, number one, so many people tell me that their hips are just so tight. It's kind of a chronic condition in our age, our time and age. But also, I read something the other day, and it really sparked my wanting to create a practice about the hips. And it was, the hips are the junk drawer of the body. We all know that we store our stress in certain parts of the body, right? You know, when you're stressed, sometimes you can feel it in your shoulders and your neck and maybe a little bit in your back, but we store so many things in our bodies, especially our hips and our low back. So what kind of stuff are we storing? Well, emotions. Emotions we haven't faced or worked through. Stress, trauma, any of that big stuff, even the little stuff, I have to say, can be stored in the hips. And if we don't work to loosen that up and release, then we're just going to continue to have tightness and perhaps even injury. So let's work our junk drawers today, our hips. We're going to do it in a chill way, though, so should not be a whole lot of movement for us. Finally, close your eyes. Turn your palms up to face the sky. And very gently and lightly bring your thumb and your index finger together on both hands. The remaining 3 fingers will extend out away from the palm. Your arms are relaxed, your shoulders too. And as you truly arrive here on your mat, feel the weight of you resting on the earth. And feel, excuse me, the length of you lifting up towards the sky. And then begin to soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your arms and legs, all the way down to your feet. Just invite in some softness. And if you haven't already, begin to deepen the breath. Your breath does not have to match the rhythm of my breath. If you're doing this practice with other people, it does not need to match the breath of the person next to you. This is your yogic breath, unique to you. It should be long, deep, but smooth and relaxing. On your next inhale, draw the breath through the nose all the way down into your tailbone and your hips and your back. And as you exhale through the nose, imagine you're releasing some of that stuff that we talked about, that negative that we store in our bodies. Inhale all the way down to the hips. Make space there so you can loosen up some things, and then as you exhale, let it go through the nose. Please know you may stay here with your eyes closed. If you need a few more moments, a few more breaths, or you can begin to blink your eyes open, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, any other movements that help you come back to this moment and this breath. All right, let the hands rest comfortably. We're going to start to tip the head side to side. We're not going to spend a big amount of time here, but it's always a good idea, kind of loosen up the neck, the shoulders, the wrists before you jump in. Well, hi, Tess. That is Tess, our tortoiseshell cat. Maybe she'll come join us. All right, lift your head to center, release chin to chest. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head and gently let the elbows drop down towards the floor. Your chin draws in even closer to the chest, to your neck. And on your next breath, release your palms to the floor in front of your legs. This doesn't work for you. You can put the hands to your sides. You can even stretch wrists up here, one hand stretching the other. So palms down, fingertips facing your shins. Lower what you can of your palm and the bottom side of your fingers. Don't force it. You don't have to get the palms down. Try to bring a little bit of softness to your elbows and your shoulders if possible. Deep breaths. Good. Slowly peel the palms off the floor, the fingers too, give them a shake. And then turn your palms up, fingertips again facing your shins. Hi, Tessie. And trying to push down each, not push, gently press down through each finger, including the thumb, the backs of the hands. Give your fingers a wiggle every so often. Try to relax your shoulders. And then peel the backs of your palms off, then the backs of your fingers. Good. Give them a good shake and a twirl. All right, let's come onto our seats and the bottoms of our feet. You're going to ground your hands behind you. Fingertips can face whatever direction the wrists feel best in. So this is option one. We'll start here. Start to tip the knees side to side. Good. If you want more of a shoulder stretch, the front of the shoulders, even across the chest, you can start to puff the chest out as the knees tip to the side. You could also come onto your forearms and then tip side to side. Just automatically, there's a little back bend built in here, and you're going to feel it across the chest and the shoulders. Your choice, though. This might be too much. I'm watching Tessie to see what trouble she gets into. All right, point the knees up towards the ceiling and gently start to lift yourself up. We're going to move into boat here. So keep your feet flat. They're about hip width apart. Your spine needs to stay straight here. So if that means you lower your hands down, then do it. Much rather have a nice straight spine. You don't put your back at risk. You'd much rather have that than have your arms reaching forward because you think that that's what we're supposed to do. Nope. Modify as you see fit. So hands can be down, arms can be reaching forward, lean back with a straight spine. Good. Now if your hands are in the air, make fists. Nice strong fists. We're going to kick 1 foot at a time forward, lifting it off the floor, and then punch with the opposite hand. So right foot, left hand, kick and punch, pause. Other, pause. So you're doing opposites, and don't compromise the straightness of your spine, the integrity of your spine. That's what I meant. Good. Really kick through the heel, and imagine you're making contact with that fist. Good. Strong, 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 straight spine. So you're not collapsing into the chest and the shoulders. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit up, drop your knees wide. I'm going to face you. So why are we doing boat poses for core when we're going to be focusing on the hips? Well, always helps. I've said this a million times, but it always helps to create heat in your body, your entire body, and then things are a little looser and warmer and more able to stretch. All right, Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Bring the heels relatively close to you and just give the knees a little bounce. And then keeping the soles of your feet together, slide them away. You want it to feel nice and spacious here between the legs. And we're going to wave forward and then wave up. Hands wherever you want them. Your chin is the very last thing to come forward and down as you fold. And then chin is the very last thing to lift as you roll back. Good. Forward, drag the chin. Tuck the chin, roll back and up, forward, and up. Forward, take whatever speed feels appropriate for you. Good. Next time you fold forward, I want you to hold it. So don't tuck the chin in towards the chest. Imagine you have a grapefruit underneath your chin. Your gaze should be at your big toes. You can bring hands to feet or to knees or to floor. Getting those inner hips a little more open. Good. Push up to sit tall. Bring your feet back flat on the floor in front of you. You guessed it. Coming back into boat pose. Lean back. Make your fists. This time we're going to keep the feet on the floor and we're just going to punch side to side, corner to corner. Right, left, right, left. Good. Don't compromise your nice tall spine. Well, hi. Good. And if you want more, lean back a little bit more. Good. And for our last 8, you have the option to lift the feet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold your boat pose. Fists at the ready. Hi, Tess. And if you wish, you can straighten the legs. Keep the chin, chest, pushing forward as you keep the spine tall for 4, 3, 2. Cross your legs, set them down. All right, Tassie, you want to do yoga? All right, cross the legs just to start. This is a great way to get into this next pose. So your right foot is going to be pulled in nice and close to the groin. Let the foot be relaxed. The left foot is going to move to center between the knees, and it is flexed. Got it? Good. So we're kind of in a half Baddha Konasana. And we're going to take a nice, easy fold forward. Let your hands support you. Your low back should be talking a little bit, telling you what's up. Good. Your inner left thigh and hip also having a conversation with you. Okay. Now we're going to add a twist. So I'm not mirroring you, so listen to my cues. We're going to twist towards the right. There's a lot of ways this can happen. You can just simply lift the right arm, grounding the left hand or elbow. I'm going to bring my palms to touch and my left elbow inside that foot that's in the front. Good. Press palm to palm if you're doing what I'm doing. Take your gaze over to the right. Relax the shoulders. And even if you have palms touching at the center of your heart and you want to explore, you can leave the left hand at Anjali Mudra and you can begin to play with the right. It's up to you. No have-tos. All right, you're keeping this twist towards the right knee, and we're simply going to square the shoulders to that right leg. So your right shoulder comes down. I'm still using my left elbow to push into that foot as I draw the right shoulder down. You should be feeling this in your left low back and your left inner hip. Even into the glutes on that left side. Good. Use your hands to push yourself up. Face forward. We're going to switch. So left foot comes in towards the groin. Right foot is flexed and center between the edges, the long edges of your mat. And take an easy, supported fold forward. Good. You could use blocks, of course, underneath your hands or your forearms. Just trying to wake up the hips and the back a little bit, glutes too. All right, we're going to take that twist to your left. Right? Yes, your left. So walk the hands over to the diagonal. You can ground your right, lift your left, wherever you want to put that grounded hand is okay with me. I'm going to bring palms to touch, right elbow to the sole of the right foot. And if you're doing the same stretch I am, don't collapse into it. You want to push into that right elbow, lift the head out of the shoulders, really flex that right foot. And certainly play with that left arm if you want. Maybe leaving the right at half Anjali Mudra, or some people call it Namaste or prayer hands. Good, now we're going to square. So chest comes really low towards that left thigh. My elbow's still pressing into the foot. My left hand is kind of my support, right? So you'll keep that left arm active. What does active mean? What does engaged mean? It's strong and it's working. So you're contracting muscles, you're supporting your head and shoulders with both arms. Keep breathing into the low right back. Good, use both hands, push yourself up, face forward. We're coming back to boat pose. I'm gonna try not to kick Miss Tess here. You stay there, Tess. Good, feet flat, lean back. Any of the above you can do. If you're new to boat pose, you probably want to stay here, but play with it. I'm going to come into full extension. Hold it, shoulders down. Bend, pull the chest in, extend. Bend, pull it in, tighten, and reach those toes up. You could also just pull in, make space. Pull in, got it. Make it work for you. Three, two, one. Cross your legs. Good. We're going to roll over the knees and come onto all fours. All right. Tabletop pose. Good. Really going to get into the hips here. So your palms flat, fingers spread wide. Hasta Bandha. For some of you, that's a new concept. I brought it up in many videos. Imagine you're trying to draw the fingers in towards the palms. So you're like dragging, pulling them in, and that will lift the center of your palm, Hasta Bandha. You can do it with your feet too. Good, so tent the center of your palm. Bring your right knee to hover off the mat, just an inch. And then start to make circles with that right knee. You can have little circles. Good, if your hips are nice and healthy and loose, maybe you take bigger circles. And switch directions. All right, bring that right knee to hover above the floor again. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to approach this next pose. If it doesn't work for you, I'll show you how to do it. So right knee hovers. Cross the right leg over the left leg. Just like that. No. Right leg crosses over the left leg like this. If that does not work for you, both knees down, come on up. Then you can cross right in front of left. It just gives you some more space to make that happen. So we are in shoestring legs. Your legs crossed, your feet move wide, and keep your arms straight. We're going to start to just move forward and back. So glad we have some entertainment this morning. Good, continue this movement. And if it works for you, just start to bend the elbows and drop your chest a little bit. Maybe this is getting more intense in your outer hips and your back. And you might even be able to drop the elbows all the way. Good. See how far back you can take your seat without the knees hurting. And don't sit on the floor. So you can be at a hover, or that booty can be way up in the air. It's totally up to your hips and your back. You may stay here. You may sit all the way back with your booty on the floor, legs crossed, or you might even have to modify this shoestring by coming into half Lord of Fishes. See that? Right foot flat, right knee points up if you need it. Or sit on a block or two and see if you can do the shoestring in seated pose. Okay. So we have crossed right over left. The farther these feet are, the farther your feet are, forward and wide, the harder this is. So gently kind of wiggle the feet back if you need more to make it easier. Yeah, at a loss for words today. And the opposite is true. Take them wider and forward if you want more stretch. All right, hands are grounded. This may be all that you want to do here. Or you can begin to circle your head and torso. Explore here, guys. Sorry my back is too, but I really want you to see what's what. Notice how both my sit bones are on the floor. That's important. Switch directions if you're doing the circle. All right, come to still, sitting up nice and tall. Stay where you are. Your right leg is on top. I am going to now mirror you, so don't change a thing. Your right leg is on top. You're in shoestring. Bring that right foot in closer to your body, your hip. We're going to pick up the right foot and just start to swing the leg and the foot side to side. Yes, I have a fan on, but it's still hot in here. It's all good. Better than snow, right? All right, now we can hold it. You can think of this as a seated pigeon pose. You can also think of this as baby's cradle or rock the baby. Good, the foot in your hand is flexed and you're gently trying to pull it in towards your chest. Some of you are going to be way out here. Some of you maybe can go a little deeper. Good. If you really grab hold of your baby like I am, keep the shoulders from rounding forward. Pull the shoulders back and down, sit up tall, and then maybe you can rock your baby. You got it. We're going to move into pigeon pose. So for you, the right leg is going to swing back behind you, and I'm going to catch up and be on the right side with you guys. So the right leg swings behind you. Please know in pigeon, you can always modify by bending both knees, and then you just work from here, squaring yourself to that left shin bone. If it works and you're pretty open, you can extend the leg all the way back. The closer the front foot is to your groin, the easier this is going to be. So if you need it, bring it all the way under your groin and then relax the foot. And then the closer the foot is to the top short edge of your mat, the harder it's going to be. And keep it flexed. So, hi. We're going to fold down here. Sleeping pigeon. And notice you might have kind of rolled over onto the right hip or butt cheek. Try to bring yourself back to square. So you'll purposely kind of shift your weight to the right or shift your hips to the right. And then keep your shoulders square to the floor, spine long. Deep breaths. See if you can keep the integrity of the breath, even in the challenging poses. Good. Of course, you're welcome to stay put for as long as you need to or want to. Or you can begin to lift up, walking the hands back. Stay here. Maybe this is it. You're going to enjoy this back bend here. Or enjoy the back bend and bend the back knee. We're stretching down through the right hip flexors into the quadricep muscles. The foot can just stay free, both hands on the mat, or you can reach back. Maybe grab the foot, point the toes. The idea is you want to stretch the quadriceps and the hip flexors on that side. So gently start to work the foot in towards your body. My quads are really tight, so this is a challenge for me and maybe for you. We won't stay super long. Let's do one more breath here. And slowly release the back foot all the way down. Good, let's come on to all four. So however you want to arrive there, it works for me. Good, spread your fingers, press them down, Hasta Bandha. Try to drag your fingertips towards your palm. There, keep your Hasta Bandha, your spine is straight, belly tight. Let your left knee hover. And then start to circle that left knee. And if you ever find yourself, which we all do, focusing on what we look like, or, you know, my shirt's creeped up and this is bulging, or this, I must not look very eloquent or not eloquent, elegant in my movements, close your eyes. Switch directions on the knee circle. Close your eyes. It totally takes you away from that external stuff. And it helps you really focus on feel. All right, left knee hovers. Whatever way you need to cross. Left thigh over right thigh. Yes, so thighs are touching. Move your feet wide apart. Ground your palms, and with straight arms, just start to shift forward and back. Maybe you're catching sight of a few more paint splotches on me. Boy, I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed in the shower, and there they remain. All right, if you wish, you can bend the elbows and drop the chest. Starting to get a little deeper into that outer hip stretch. And finally, maybe you can drop the elbows all the way, seeing how far back you can take your seat without touching the mat. Push back and hold it without sitting for 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. Good. Left is crossed over right shoestring. Or remember, you can do half Florida fishes, both sit bones on the ground, left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Or sit on blocks. See if you can approach from that. All right, left thigh on top of right. I'm going to, again, not face you, just so you can see. Both cheeks on the floor. If you're struggling and this is so hard, gently work your heels in towards your hips. This might help. If you love this stretch, this is such a challenge, it's your favorite one in the whole world, you can take the feet wide and flex them. Sometimes you'll need to do a little lift up and set down just to get those sit bones nicely connected to the mat. And you can just stay put and enjoy or add some circles. Continuing to breathe your inhales down into the hips, the back, the belly. Switch directions. All right, come to center. So we're going to tuck our right foot in close to the body. so that we can lift that left foot up. Remember, baby's cradle. Stay where you are. I will mirror. So left foot comes off the floor. Make sure bottom leg is comfy and you feel like you have a good solid base here. So you can start to move. And for sure, you know, it's about that left knee. You can play around with the flexibility there, but the focus is really on the hip. So make sure you're moving this leg side to side, as well as maybe some of the other stretches you're taking. Getting that hip lubricated and warm. All right, let's come to stillness. Remember, sit tall. Don't compromise that for any amount of hugging in of this left low leg. Start to see if you can bring that foot in closer, closer, closer. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you give it a big old hug with a straight spine. There's a lot of options here. Feel free to explore them. But just like in pigeon pose, like I said, this is sometimes called seated pigeon, you're pulling, not pulling, you're drawing belly and chest towards low leg, and low leg drawing towards chest and belly. Spine tall. Maybe you want to rock it. Be my guest. You could also do this pose, baby's cradle, on your back. I call it a supine pigeon pose, but same thing. It's all the same idea. You're just kind of flipping whatever direction you're facing, however you may be in space. All right, we're going to move into our pigeon pose now. So it'll be your left leg that shoots back behind you. Your right leg is up in front. And I remind you, the right foot closer to the groin. This is going to be easier on your hips and your back. The farther that right foot or front foot is towards the short edge, top short edge of your mat, the bigger the stretch you're going to get. You can bend the back knee or keep it straight when you're ready. Fold forward in your sleeping pigeon. It could look like this, or it could look like this, or someplace in between. And again, you might have rolled over to your right side. See if you can gently bring some weight into your left side so the hips come center, the shoulders squared. Breathing into the hips and letting go of whatever it is you found in the hips. Oftentimes, yogis will find as they do certain practices, they get really emotional. I've been there myself. Absolutely natural, especially as you kind of dig deep into these big, stressed, tight areas of the body. Absolutely natural to suddenly feel some emotions rise. Go with it. Go with it. Don't be afraid of it. You can stay here or lift up, holding this back bend or adding a quad stretch coming into king pigeon. If you need your hands for support, keep them on the floor, or you can reach back, left hand. I used to be able to reach back with both hands, but things have gotten a little tight. It's okay. Gently pulling that left foot in towards the back if you have the foot in your hand. Slowly release. Swing that back leg forward. And you're going to come onto your back. And I am going to join you back there. Your feet flat on the floor. Good. Take your arms wide or overhead. And once again, start to tip the knees side to side. And bring the knees back to center. Walk or toe heel your feet in until your feet are about hip width apart. Press into your feet, arms by your sides. Lift up into bridge. Lift, lift, lift. And slowly lower. Walk your feet in a little closer to your seat. Press into the feet, lift, bridge pose. Get a little more lift if you can, and slowly release down. Good, little tiny lift this time of your seat. Lift it up and over to the right, about 3 inches, and then let your knees drop to the left. Reach both arms and your gaze to the right. And knees up. Push into your feet as you lift your seat and slide it over a little further to the left edge of your mat so you can drop your knees to the right. Reach left, look left. And come back to center. Bring your feet in so they touch and then drop the knees wide. Feel free to give the knees a little bounce. And then let the legs just drop down and hold. Supta Baddha Konasana. Take the right arm across the chest, hug it in with the left arm. Other side, left arm reaches across the chest. Right arm gives a nice pull in towards the chest, stretching the backs of your shoulders. And release the arm. Bring the knees together. Give them a big hug in towards center. And then release one foot, and then the other foot. Shavasana. Start to unfold. Sorry, Tess. Good. And I do a lot of repositioning when I come into my Shavasana. I'm sure you have noticed it before. But for me, I really need things comfortable before I can totally let go. So you get as comfortable as you can. Turn your palms up to the sky. Close your eyes. And don't leave me here. I will do a brief Shavasana. Please, please stay for the Shavasana. Let the breath go. Beginning to relax. Start at the crown of your head and mindfully moving down the face, the back of the head, relaxing, moving down the neck, shoulders, relaxing all the way down the body. And as you relax, imagine the tension, the stress, the trauma, the pain. Imagine all of that starts to exit your body through your back, through those parts of you that are touching the earth. All of that stuff you've been holding on to. Maybe it's a particular experience. Maybe it's just feelings, or maybe it's something solid like my relationship, my job, my illness. Feel that one thing or the many things start to soften and dissolve and leave through your back body into your mat and then into the earth. Certainly staying put if you need some more time, keeping your eyes closed and body still. And if you're ready, before you move, just let yourself arrive back into the weight of your body, the rhythm of your breath. Start to tune in to the sounds around you. And now begin to move fingers and toes, arms and legs. Bending your knees, keeping your eyes closed. Roll on to your right side just long enough to get that left palm grounded. Then you can push up, coming into any seated position, facing any direction you like. Bringing your palms to meet at heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste. You done? You done with your yoga practice? Well, good job.